Okay. Happily Enraged, the podcast, the broadcast is back. And today, and my name is K. Douglas, comedian, radio personality, and various other things. I'm a jack of all trades, master of, I don't know, maybe a master of one. But I'm coming on now. The title of the podcast, the name of the podcast is Happily Enraged. And I call it that because I'm often not in a good mood about things. Some of it is due to my just general sour disposition, but some of it is based on circumstances, situations, and just the climate that we live in. And I'm just prone to be, I have that weird personality affliction where I'm kind of drawn to the dark side of things, which is probably why I've been a comedian for 4 years. This broadcast today is going to be a little different than the previous one I did, which was a little more lighthearted, a little more silly, a little more, just kind of talking shit. Yeah, this one's going to have profanity in it. This is going to be R-rated, so be ready for that. Because today I'm truly enraged about some things. And it's going to be a little offensive to some. Kind of that whole, hit dog gonna holler type of situation. And it's gonna be interpreted by some to be a little judgmental, which it is. It's gonna be interpreted by some to be a little finger pointing, which it is. It's gonna be judged by some to be a little bit of calling people out that look like me, which it is. It's gonna be all those things. And like I said, there will be some F-bombs, some S-bombs, some MF bombs. I'm going to try to stay away from the MF bombs, but it's going to be some things that's going to be said tonight. So, here's my thing. I had a great weekend. Let me just say, this weekend I was on the road for the first time in a long time doing a comedy club, Columbia, South Carolina at the Comedy House. Had a great turnout, had great shows, did 4 great shows, had just a fantastic time entertaining the people of Columbia. And then I get back and I go back to work this morning, which was Monday morning. Go back to work on the radio this morning and had to deal with some breaking news about a situation that jumped off in Birmingham, Alabama over the weekend. And the situation that jumped off in Birmingham on Easter Sunday, an argument between 2 groups of men at an Alabama park devolved into gunfire with more than 30 shots fired, killing a woman and wounding 5 other people, including 4 children. This thing started around 7 o'clock Easter Sunday at Patton Park in Birmingham. At the time the shooting occurred, hundreds of people were gathered at the park celebrating the Easter holiday when gunfire erupted. Officers arrived and found 32-year-old Ariel Yarborough of Bessemer lying on the ground just outside the passenger door of her vehicle. She was pronounced dead at the scene. 5 other people were shot, including 1 adult and 4 children ranging from age 5 to 17. All the surviving victims are now listed in stable condition. Okay, no arrests have been made. Police believe multiple shooters were involved and are asking witnesses to help. Yada, 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 yada. So, once again, now the reason this hit home was because this morning when I went to work on the show that I work on, the man whose name is on the show, Ricky Smiley, and I don't talk about the morning show a lot because this podcast has absolutely no affiliation with the company that syndicates the podcast, Radio One, Urban One, Reach Media, Ricky Smiley, any of that. This is a completely independent and separate entity. This is my thing. Comedian K. Douglas. This is what I do. So anything I talk about has no affiliation with my day job. Just wanted to clear that up for purposes. But the reason that this particular story, this shooting at the Birmingham Park had personal resonance is because the young lady who was killed was a personal friend of my coworker, my boss, Ricky Smiley. And he had known her since birth. She was 32 years old. I got a son that's 32. I got nieces that are around that age. He's good friends with her parents. Her parents are an associate pastor at his church and his wife. And she has children. And this woman died. This woman died for reasons nobody knows why. Which brings me to what I want to talk about tonight. The title of today's episode is Fed Up. And we said a lot on the airwaves this morning. We said a lot about how we felt about gun violence in our neighborhood, in our neighborhoods, in our cities, all across America, in particular the ones that we reside in, which would be Atlanta, Birmingham, Dallas, Miami, the areas that we all live in. We talked about these things a lot because it don't even seem like it is a lot going on with this whole, whatever you want to call it. I'm not real comfortable with the whole black on black crime thing. I don't know, for some reason that doesn't resonate with me. But here's the issue. In Atlanta, Georgia, my hometown, I'm looking at an article right here in the AJC. It says Atlanta homicides surged 58% in 2020. Homicides went up in 2020. I don't know if y'all remember it or not, but 2020 was a pandemic year. That's the year when everybody's supposed to be sitting at home, chilling, trying to let this coronavirus thing pass over. But homicides went up. They talk about a teen selling water bottles killed over $10. A young man shot at a skate park. A child that was shot on the 4th of July. 157 homicides the APD investigated in 2020, up from 99 in 2019 and the most in more than 20 years. Even during the pandemic, we got more gun violence going on than ever before, said a longtime activist from Atlanta's Peoplestown neighborhood. The year's violence claims several victims, including Deborah Houston, 59, shot outside a convenience store on Atlanta Avenue. Manvel Buckner, 49, shot on Martin Street in December. This guy is saying it's really scary because you don't know who's going to be killed or who's going to be shot or where those shots are coming from. Kevin Humes, 35, shot to death outside a Buckhead apartment complex. Jelani Pless, 18, shot to death while selling water in Midtown. Andrew Scott Callahan, shot near the historic 4th Ward skate park. Calicia Pinky Williams, 16, shot in December at a downtown hotel. What's the common denominator between all these people? The common denominator is these are all black people. These are all black people shooting other black people. Lenox Square Mall has become the new hood mall in Atlanta. When I was growing up, Lenox Square Mall was a high-end, it still is, a high-end shopping district. Buckhead is a high-end tax area. It's a high-end shopping district. But Lenox Square Mall in Buckhead and Phipps Plaza in Buckhead have now become an attraction for young black people to come and congregate, hang out, do a whole lot of other shit other than shop. And as a elder statesman in the black community, when I walk in the barbershop, everybody say, "What's up, Unc?" That lets me know I'm the old dude now. I'm the OG, mid-50s. You know what I'm saying? I'm at that age where I should be mentoring. I should be teaching. I should be trying to help this new, younger generation understand that we got to do better. But it's not just the younger generation. And I'm not going to put this all on the millennials or the Generation Z, the 35 and unders. I'm not going to put this all on them. Now, a lot of the violence is coming from them. But if you only deal with what they're doing in terms of, running around with guns and shooting each other, then we only dealing with half of the problem. We're dealing with the second half of the problem. We're dealing with the symptoms, but we're dealing with the symptoms, but we're not dealing with the actual illness. And the actual illness, in my humble, or rather not so humble opinion, is who's raising, to quote a famous philosopher known as T.K. Kirkland, who's raising these niggas? Who is raising, I mean niggas? Niggers. Niggers. Who's raising y'all to ride around and think that it's cool? 30 shots were fired. Up to 30 shots were fired in this Birmingham park. In a fucking park on Easter Sunday with just kids and families. I was at a park 3 weeks ago with my granddaughter who's 6 and her cousin, my niece, my great niece, who's also 6. I was at a park with them a couple of weeks ago, playing with them on the swings, sitting at the little picnic table, watching them run and play on the playground and on the little jungle gym and all that. It was a whole bunch of other people out there, mostly women with their kids, riding hoverboards, riding scooters, riding bikes, learning how to ride a bike, rollerblades, doing the normal shit people do in the park. I didn't feel unsafe because I was in an area where this kind of stuff don't happen. Because unfortunately, I'm going to say it, I was in an area where it's not a lot of niggas. Wasn't nobody, when I looked out in that parking lot at the park, I didn't see a bunch of Dodge Chargers sitting on 22s. I didn't see a bunch of niggas hanging out smoking blunts with their pants hanging halfway off their ass, listening to loud profanity-laced rap music. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. And that was in my community where I live, where I chose to live, precisely for that reason. I chose to live. And it was a struggle for me to move from where it would have been more financially comfortable for me to live, to move to where I live, where I don't have to deal with niggas. Ain't no bus stop within 10 miles of my house. There ain't a public transportation bus stop. That is by design. I don't want to live around niggas who use public transportation because I'm afraid of y'all. I'm afraid of y'all. And all these papers and numbers and statistics and everything, it shows that I should be afraid of y'all. Because y'all niggas is dangerous. You shot up a park in Birmingham last year or the year before last. They had a shooting in the mall. They had a shooting. And it's not just Birmingham. It's not just Atlanta. It's Miami, it's West Palm Beach, it's Kansas City, it's Columbia, South Carolina, it's Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, it's Indianapolis, Indiana, it's Baltimore, it's Washington, D.C., it's Philadelphia, it's Chicago, Lord knows it's Chicago, it's Dallas, it's Fort Worth, it's Houston, it's all these fucking places.
Wherever they got niggas.
Wherever they got niggas. And y'all are making it harder for us to get the stuff. See, because what these people don't understand is that the people like myself and my peer group, we are fighting right now. We are fighting. Part of our fight was to get Donald Trump out of office. Now we still got a whole bunch of other people we got to get rid of because politics matters, okay? We got police going on trial every other fucking week, it seems like, for shooting a black person. But you niggas making it hard for us to justify them not doing what they do because of the way y'all act, because of the way y'all carry yourself, because of the way y'all present yourself. Who is raising these niggas? No self-respect, no respect for other people, no respect for other people's ability to just move around in peace and in comfort. I like rap music like everybody else like rap music. I listen to ratchet ass music when I'm in my car. Sometimes. Do I think it's a problem? Yeah, I do. I think it's a problem because I think the subculture within our culture perpetuates the self-hate. It perpetuates this identity that we want to have of being a thug and of being a hood nigga and of being a real nigga, of being a bad bitch. I think the music is a very big part of a subculture that promotes all that negative shit. But the difference is, when I listen to it, I'm not influenced by it. I'm not influenced by it because I'm old enough to know better. Now, some of the stuff I don't listen to, I do like Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne is a musical genius. I think his wordplay and his ability to work those rhymes, I think Lil Wayne is amazing to me. I like his music. Some of his music, it is ratchet as hell. Yeah, he talk about hoes, he talk about smoking, he talk about getting high, he talk about all that. But I'm at an age where I can listen to that and I'm not affected by it. It doesn't govern my behavior. It doesn't make me want to go out and look like Lil Wayne. It don't make me want to go out and put tats on my face. It don't make me want to go out and wear 1,000 pounds of jewelry walking through the like. I'm so fucking annoyed right now. I'm so annoyed right now because not only can we not get through to the people, that are doing this shit. We can't get through the people that are responsible for these people. And there is some responsibility because every one of these people involved in every one of these stories, every one of these shootings, every one of these stories that I'm talking about, every one of these people have a parent. Actually, every one of these people has two parents. The one thing we all have in common, it took two people to make every person walking on this earth. Now, whether or not those two people were together, whether or not those two people stayed together, whether or not their father stayed in that home, whether or not their mother was good or bad or on drugs or on selling I don't know. But I know it took two people to create that person. Somebody had to raise this person. Somebody had to, more importantly, socialize this person. This is where the disconnect comes. People need to be socialized to not be a fucking hood rat, to not be a menace to society. I have 5 children, age 31, 26, 22, 19, 17. A boy, a man at the top, a young man at the bottom, 3 girls in between. I know personally, firsthand, the effect of the difference of having that father in the house helping to raise those kids. I joke on stage about the biggest contribution I made to me and my wife's 4 kids was staying out of the way while she made sure that they grew up to be decent adults. And I'm only halfway joking about that because she's a great mom, and she put a lot of time into making sure that these kids were on the honor roll, into making sure that these kids did all their homework, into making sure that these kids had activities to be involved in so that, you know, they stayed focused on school and what was important and not being out in the streets running around being wild as shit. Now, I played a part in that too because my son at 15 wasn't out running with a gang. Why? Because I made sure that I made choices that enabled us to live in a certain area that wasn't a part of the reality. That gangs is not a part of the social construct where we have lived at. And I'm not saying we done lived in no fucking gated community in Alpharetta somewhere, if you're familiar with Atlanta. But when we lived in Decatur, I made sure that we were far enough away from the bullshit that they could go to a decent school through elementary and through middle school, could go to a nice school that had structure, that had programs, that had an active PTA, that had administration that was fully engaged with making sure that these kids were going to be decent kids when they got to high school. I made sure that I was there to be sure that they were able to go to the type of high school where they didn't have or need metal detectors going in, to where the teachers and the administration were fully engaged with the student body, to where there weren't fights in the hall and in the lunchroom every single fucking day. Now, of course, kids gonna fight, kids gonna get into it, but it wasn't an everyday thing. My kids didn't go to the high school I graduated from because the high school I graduated from became a fucking madhouse during the 90s and into the 2000s. Ain't no way in the hell I was gonna let my suburban ass kids go to this school just so I can say, I'm keeping it 100. No, fuck that. Because I know that I'm putting people into this society that have to contribute something to it and not take away from it. There was a situation several years back where a man got killed at the gas station. Not far from where we live, maybe 7 or 8 miles from where we live. In suburban Atlanta. A man got killed at the gas station by some teenagers that had a shootout at 4 o'clock in the morning. 15-year-old kid shot this man. My question was, what the fuck is a 15-year-old kid doing out on a weeknight, on any night really, but this in particular was on a weeknight, at 4 o'clock in the morning, shooting at people? Somebody is responsible for that kid. When my son was 15, my kids don't know what the fuck 4 o'clock in the morning looked like on a school night. Or any other night for that matter. But definitely not at 15, out with a gun, shooting at folks. I only halfway blame the kid for that. Because who is raising you? Who is the responsible adult in your life that's supposed to make sure that your ass is in a bedroom somewhere at 4 o'clock in the morning on a school night, getting ready to wake up at 7 o'clock to get your ass dressed to go to school. But you out with a gun shooting folks. If you can raise a dog, you should be able to raise a child. And you can't raise a dog without structure. You can't buy a Rottweiler puppy at 6 weeks old when it's this big and you're able to raise it and shake it when it need to be shook. Correct it when it need to be corrected. Establish authority while you can. You got to do the same thing with a child. You can't have a child at 3 years old wilding the fuck out, doing whatever they want to do, grabbing whatever they want to grab, throwing whatever they want to throw, yelling, screaming, running, crying. You can't have a child like that and think that magically at 11, they're going to figure the shit out. No, they're going to get more and more out of control as the time goes on. And then when he's 16 and he's walking out the door at 11 o'clock at night, and you, the mama, saying, where you going? And he say, bitch, fuck you. I'm going out. That's only halfway on him. Because there's no way he should have ever got to that point. There's no way he should have ever got to the point of saying, I'm going out because I'm going out. And you 15 years old. Really? So somebody is dropping the ball. Somebody's dropping the ball. I'm not going to put it all on single mothers. Society likes to say that single black mothers are the biggest cause of crime in major cities. Single black mothers. I think that's a bit of a stretch because single black mothers don't come from nowhere. And that's a whole nother show topic for a whole nother time as to how single black mothers become single black mothers. It's a lot of decision making going on in that situation. I'm not going to bash single black mothers, but what I will say is this. Single black mothers, you have a responsibility. If that child's parent, if the other parent, that father is not in that child's life, especially if you're talking about boy children, if that father is not in that life, you need to find another strong male influence to be in that child's life. And I'm not talking about once he turns 17. I'm talking about when he's little and you taking him to the barbershop. The black barbershop is a great source of wisdom in a lot of cases. It's a great source of education, street education, life education, man education, cultural education. Don't just take your son in there. Don't take your son in there. He's 7, 8 years old. You know the barbers in the barbershop. Don't take him in there and sit there holding his hand. Let that barber talk to that young man. If he don't have a father in his life, if he ain't got an uncle in his life that's positive, a grandfather in his life that's positive, hell, it could be your boyfriend. If you dating somebody and they a positive person, they're a good man, let some male have influence over that child. Because a woman can't raise a man. You can raise a male. You can't raise a man. Not by yourself. And a lot of times, I know, people will say, well, a lot of times, we don't have no choice. And I get that. But what I'm telling you is, you can't be raising these punk-ass boys that grow up to be punks. And I mean that I don't mean that in the, I'm not talking about homosexual shit. I ain't talking about that. You can't raise these boys to be punks in the sense that they don't understand how to be a man and how to handle situations like a man. I said on the radio today, boys, it seems like don't fight anymore. And I got a problem with that. And I'm not, somebody hit me on Twitter. Why are you encouraging boys to fight? Because goddamn it, sometimes boys need to fight. I grew up fighting in my neighborhood. When I lived in an apartment complex, we got into fights every other damn day. We'd be playing football, playing baseball, whatever we was playing. We just outside maybe talking shit. Somebody says, oh man, your mama this, your mama that. And we would get into a scrap. We weren't trying to kill each other. We wasn't trying to kill each other. Nobody died. Somebody get put in the headlock. Somebody get jacked up. Somebody get dumped on the ground. Somebody get suplexed, whatever. Somebody get punched in the eye, hit in the mouth, punched in the chest. And the next, and it was over with. Everybody I got into a fight with, I can remember almost everybody I got into a fight with growing up, we all stayed cool for our adult life. Because that was just a part of growing up. But you know what? We didn't hold on to all that aggression and turn 15, 16 years old and feel like because we scared to get hit, I got to have a pistol on me because I don't want nobody punching me in my face. If I get into an altercation with somebody, I'm pulling my shit out, and I'm about to neutralize the problem. We got too many young boys now that this is their mentality. If they see a confrontation coming, it's not about, okay, well, shit, let me take off my jacket. Let me square up. It's about, oh, let me go to the trunk. Oh, let me go up under the seat. Oh, let me go to my bag. Oh, let me reach in my bag. No, bro, that's not how it works. Not if you're a man. Now, if you're a pussy, that's the way it works. If you're a soft ass, like, that don't make you hard because you got a pistol. Hell, anybody can win a fight. If I got a 9mm and this man got hands, I don't give a damn if I'm standing up against Floyd Mayweather. I don't care. Mike Tyson. I can take Mike Tyson if I got a Desert Eagle and he just got them hands of steel because he can't punch bullets. But I'm talking about whatever happened to mano a mano, whatever happened to boys just squaring up. And ladies, you got to let your sons fight sometimes. You got to let them fight sometimes because they got to get that aggression out of them. That's why they let hockey players fight. If you watch hockey, they let hockey players fight. They don't let it go on for the whole goddamn game, but they let them fight long enough to, hey, all right, get this shit out and let's get back to the game. And they keep it pushing. Nobody dies. But for the life of me, I don't understand how we got to this point in Black America where the young black male is such a problem. It's a problem. We got to address it, we got to acknowledge it, and we got to accept that we have a problem on our hands with these young guys that's out here wilding the fuck out. Riding around all day, listening to this bullshit that they call rap music. Listen to this. This shit is ridiculous, man. The lyrics of this shit, man. And we grew up on rap music. We grew up on Sugar Hill Gang, Grandmaster Flash, LL Cool J, Eric B. and Rakim. We grew up on hip hop, rap. But what the shit done turned into now? These are lyrics. Now this song is called No Love. I'm just gonna read some of the first verse. I'm strapped up. Who wanna play with me? You know them killers stay with me. We screaming all this first degree. I come up banging in them streets. I'm here and I won't never leave. My blood running down my sleeve. Feelings change with the trees. My heart covered down with lean. I'm on the road trying to figure out who you fucked with that night. Prison taught me better. Turn up, rock out with that metal. You sneaking around with these niggas. I guess that nigga better try my hardest not to hit her. Know that you think I'm a killer. If you leave, I ain't got nobody. I better not catch a nigga with her. Come on, man. This is a fucking song? Really? I know every goddamn rap song can't be Will Smith Summertime, but shit. Nigga, really? And you got these young niggas riding around listening to this kind of shit? The women ain't no better, city girls and all that shit. I got city girl lyrics too. Hold on. Yeah, I got some. Let me put my old man glasses back on. Oh no, this is Uzi Vert. Got a bitch, yeah, she looks so good. But on the real, she let me see, diamond water look like a river, like I'm standing in now. If you really didn't get the last line, then you're level on the brain of a child. Your pussy ass still working at Sal's. I'm a nigga that make your bitch wanna pop. I'm the nigga that make your bitch wanna pop. She going dumb, she don't stop. Put her in her mouth, make her jaw lock. Hellcat faster than your whip stop. Why would I tell her about the whips I got? Nigga, what are you talking about? What the fuck? Are you, what in the fucking Tourette syndrome is this? What is this? I'm just like, we gotta fix this shit, people. We gotta fix this. Somehow, some way, we gotta figure out a way to do better. We gotta come up with a way to do better. I hate living in a society where I'm scared. I'm scared of these young niggas. When I pull up to a light, if I'm in downtown Atlanta, or first of all, if I'm in downtown Atlanta, I don't get gas. I don't go to no gas station in the city. I make sure my shit on full or close to it when I head to the city. Because I'm not going to no gas station downtown. Because every gas station downtown is niggas hanging out. They hanging out in front of the store. Sometimes it be the young ones asking you, hey, man, OG, you'll buy me a blunt. You'll go in there and give me a blunt because they too young to buy a blunt. So they ask you, hey, man, let me give you $2. Go in there and buy me a blunt. No, nigga, I'm not buying you a blunt. You're already stupid. I'm not gonna buy you a blunt so you can smoke some more shit and make you even dumber than you already are. Take your ass somewhere and read a book. No, I'm not buying you a blunt. You pull up in a gas station, there's 4 or 5 of them sitting in a Dodge Charger or a box Chevy, just sitting out there. Been sitting out there all day. What y'all sitting out here for? Y'all looking for something? Y'all looking for a target? Y'all looking for a mark? Y'all looking for somebody to get caught slipping? I'm not about to be that dude. And they look like me. They skin the same color my skin. But you got a mouthful of gold, all your fake ass mall jewelry on, like, come on, man. Playing your music loud as fuck. Whatever happened to respect? Whatever happened? When did black people get to the point that we don't respect ourselves no more? To where that's the coolest shit in the world to be disrespectful as hell. You know, you pull up to the mall. I was in front of Lenox Mall, and young guys, they'll ride through the parking lot in front of Lenox Mall. Now, there's all kind of people going inside the mall. You got middle-aged people. You got older people going in there, husband and wife. You got tourists going in there. It might be a family of folks from somewhere. And you pulling up, you got your windows all down. You got your music loud as hell, playing some disrespectful hood-ass gangster lyrics. That shit ain't cool. That's not cool. I listen to some of the same shit, but I do it in a situation where I'm not inflicting that on other people because it's disrespectful. You got people, I'm in the mall last week, and a man was walking through the mall. I guess these were his kids, I want to say. It was an older man with some younger people. I'm assuming from the tone of the conversation that they were his kids or related to him in some kind of way. And he was yelling at them at the top of his lungs. Yeah, this is the kind of shit I be talking about. You motherfuckers don't know. Bruh, that's disrespectful to the other people that are walking through the mall. It's called having etiquette. It's called having social etiquette. Whatever happened to social etiquette? See, because these little things add up to when you don't have any social graces, when you don't have any social etiquette, when you don't have any respect for the atmosphere of the other people around you, when you don't have any respect for that, when you just feel like I can do what I want to do, how I want to do it, I can say what I want to say, how I want to say it, I can play what I want to play, this is my car, fuck you, you ain't paid for it. So what if we sharing these airwaves out here? I can do what I want to do, how I want to do it. When you don't have that kind of respect, that leads up to you saying, okay, I can pull out this pistol in the middle of this park with all these people walking around, all these kids running around, all these old folks sitting around enjoying the fresh air. I can pull out this pistol and bust off at this other dude because he done pissed me off, because he said something I don't like, because he in the gang that I ain't in the gang of. And because my stupid ass don't even know how to use a gun, bullets going every fucking where. I'm ex-military. I know how to shoot a pistol. I know how to shoot a rifle. I know how to aim at a target and hit it. You niggas out here buying guns and you ain't know how to fucking shoot. What are you doing? How do you shoot 30? First of all, if you shooting at somebody, why you busting off 30 shots? Because you don't know what the fuck you doing. You just spraying. You spraying. Don't give a damn who isn't. Don't you know them bullets got to hit something? You stupid ass, them bullets got to hit something. I hope they find you. I wish I knew who you were. I would snitch on you. Yeah. SNITCH. I would snitch on your ass. I wish I knew who you were. If I see you doing something, I'm calling. If I see your ass out in the street wilding out to where I feel like you creating a dangerous situation for me and my family that might be riding around, or somebody else's family might be riding around, and I see you out here in the middle of a suburban or residential street doing donuts and shit in your Charger, you goddamn right. Guess what? I'm a taxpayer, nigga. 911. Hey, it's a dude out here in a suburban street doing donuts. He gonna kill somebody. But it ain't gonna be my people. Cause I'm gonna get your ass locked up. Cause some of y'all, you need to be up out of here. Whoever that was shooting at each other in that park in Birmingham on Easter Sunday, you need to be the hell up out of here. You have forfeited your right to exist in decent society. I hate that nobody raised you better. You got a mama and a daddy somewhere. Whoever's pulling them triggers, y'all got mamas and daddies somewhere to drop the fucking ball. It might not even be young guys. It might be some older guys that was involved. I don't know. But whoever it is, you deserve to be up out of here. Because you making all the work that we doing with this political stuff, trying to get people to vote, trying to get people to participate in the system, trying to get people to force the system to treat us fairly, trying to get the system to see us as equivalent human beings to everybody else. Y'all are making this that much harder for us. Because every time we go out and say, hey, Black lives matter. Hey, our kids matter. Hey, our young people matter. Hey, don't kill us. Don't just assume that we're up to no good when you see us. And then what do? Y'all go out and prove the narrative that the oppressor has set for us. Why you think it's so easy for cops to pull over a black man and just shoot him? When he say, hey, man, I got a concealed carry. Philando Castile, I got a concealed carry. Let me reach over my glove box and get my concealed carry permit out so I can show you because I do have a firearm in the car. And then you get shot. What do you think makes police have that mentality? They already hate us in a lot of cases. They're already white supremacists in a lot of cases. But now, because of the dumb shit that's out here in the news, the next black man to get pulled over, and it might be my son. It might be my 31-year-old son that owns his own business, that has children, that loves his grandmama and his granddaddy, that goes to church every Sunday, that's part of a youth ministry, that's been through a whole bunch of shit but turned his life around. It may be him getting pulled over. And some cop saw this dumb shit that happened in Birmingham and said, this is probably another one of them niggas. And he catch one in the chest because he's reaching for his license. It could be my 17-year-old son driving home from work at the car wash where he works every day. A job that he loves, a job that he takes pride in. He drives himself to work every day. He goes to work at 3, gets off at 8, right when it's getting dark. It could be him coming down the street, not knowing that he's going 10 miles over the speed limit, get pulled over. Got tinted windows on the car. He let the car window down. As soon as the cops see this, a young black man, he automatically on the defense because of all what you stupid niggas been doing all week, all month, all year. Now my son is a suspect. He a straight A fucking student on his way to college. Got big dreams. Good kid. Never been in trouble. Ain't even never been in a fight at school. Good kid. But he gonna be judged by the actions of all you dumb niggas who out here shooting up parks on Easter Sunday. God damn. How the hell you in a bad mood on Easter Sunday? Who is in a bad mood on Easter Sunday? Who done pissed you off that bad on Easter Sunday that you want to bust shots? I don't even care if you ain't religious. Everything about Easter Sunday says fucking happiness. Easter eggs. Little girls in frilly dresses with little cute socks. Pigtails and shit in their hair, little colorful bows. Old ladies dressed up to go to church. The resurrection, all that. It ain't even about being religious. It's just about everything about Easter Sunday is happy. Even the fucking colors. Hell, you that's the first day you start wearing white again. Yellow dresses, pink and green hair bows. Everything about Easter says happy. And yet you niggas found a way. You niggas found a way to have a shootout in the park. Man, if I wasn't watching this shit on the news, I would think you got to be kidding me. It's too much. It's too much. And I had as much anger I have toward the people who did it. I have equally the amount of anger for the people who helped set in motion the atmosphere that this shit continues to go on. All y'all who having kids that's not taking time to or making the sacrifices to raise the kids. Not making the sacrifices to socialize the kids. Raising them means more than just buying them Jordans when they 3. Raising them means more than giving them every fucking thing they want just because they want it so that they feel entitled when they get to be a teenager. They ain't never heard the word no. They ain't never been forced or made to do anything. But you expect them to go out into this world unsocialized, disrespectful. When I see these boys walking through the mall with their whole ass out, that's not a fashion statement. That's a sign of disrespect. That's telling everybody else in that mall, fuck you. You're going to look at my ass. You're going to look at my ass. Because I got the right to pull my pants down below my butt cheeks and walk in. Like, how did that become? I would be so embarrassed if I'm sitting down in a food court and I got on some somehow, and I can feel like, you know how you like you get older, you get a little bit around the middle, and sometimes you have butt crack showing. I would be so embarrassed if the top of my butt was showing. You niggas are pulling down your pants intentionally and adjusting your belt so that the pants sit perfectly below the bottom part of your ass. And yet you think this is okay. It's disrespectful to everybody else that's in there. The families is walking in, don't want to see your ass. The kids is walking in there, don't want to see your ass, but you want to show your ass. And somebody at this kid's house watched them walk out the door with that shit and didn't say nothing. I pulled a kid over one time in the mall. It was on one of them days I was just on one. And I felt like, I don't know, maybe it was stupid of me because I ain't done it since. But I pulled this kid over. We was walking in the mall together. We got out our cars around the same time. We was walking towards the mall together. He was probably about, 15, 16. Had his pants all the way down. I said, hey, I said, bro, let me holler at you. He was like, what's up? I said, I asked him if he listened to the morning show. If he'd ever heard of the morning show. He said, yeah. I said, okay, well, I'm Special K from the morning show. He said, oh, man, good to meet you, bro. I said, okay, now that we've established a little bit of a rapport, I said, do me a favor, man. There's somebody's phone going off. I said, do me a favor, man. I said, pull your pants up before you go in the mall. He said, huh? I said, I don't stutter. I said, do me a favor and pull your pants up. Fix your belt. Pull your pants up before you go in the mall. I said, because you're perpetuating a stereotype of us that's not good. You know, and when you walk in that mall, you're going to see other people. You know, there's other people in there of other cultures. They usually own everything in the fucking mall. I said, the other people of other cultures, and then you got older people in there, you got families in there. I said, man, nobody want to see, don't nobody want to see your ass, bro. I said, man, just pull your pants up. You got on a belt, pull your pants up. And he said, man, I said, do it for me. He said, yeah. He said, you know what, man? He said, all right, he said, I can do that. Yeah. He said, I can do that. So he pulled them up. And I felt good about it. It was a very small thing. In the big scheme of things, it was a very small thing. And I wish I had the courage to do that all the time. But I'm going to be honest with you, I'm scared of a lot of these young niggas. And sometimes I can look in their face and say, oh, this ain't the nigga you want to say nothing to. Because is it worth it for me as the head of my household to lose my life and be the next nigga they talking about on CNN that got shot in the food court in a black mall? Because I told the nigga, I tried to do the right thing, tell the nigga to pull his pants up. Yeah, I want to go home at the end of the day. So, and maybe as a black man, I wish I did have more courage. You know, I wish I did have more courage to say that to every one of them I see. Hey, man, pull your pants up, bro. Don't nobody want to see all that. But because these niggas ain't been raised, that'll be the one that'll reach in them saggy ass pants and pull that thing out and be like, nigga, who you talking to? Then I'm gonna be like, you know what? You right. I might pull my pants down at that point and be like, shit, nigga, I'm gonna pull mine down. I'm walking here with you. Like, because I'm not, because I know you a punk. The minute you pull your shit out on me and you see I ain't got nothing, that lets me know you're a punk. That lets me know you soft. That lets me know that your manhood is non-existent. Now, if you say, hey, man, I don't like the way you told me to pull my pants up, square up, I can at least respect that. You ain't pull no gun out on me. You said, nigga, square up. I don't like the way you talk to me. Square up. Let's throw hands. Shit, I can't do nothing but respect that. At least you a man about it. You know, so I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought about this driving back to Atlanta from Columbia, South Carolina. I thought about some of this stuff, man, and I got so depressed. It made me question why I'm doing any of the shit I do. It made me question, like, why am I doing comedy? What's the point? What, like, you know, there's so much out here that needs attention. I wish I was smarter. I wish I had more. I wish I had the skill of a Dr. King or of a Ralph Abernathy, of a Mega Eva. I wish I had the ability to pull people together and to create a movement and to start something to try to help and reach these people and help them do better and be better. I wish I had the ability to do that. I had the ability to get in front of a crowd and make people laugh. I had the ability to write funny stuff for the radio and get on the radio and do the same thing. And I feel like, and I try to educate people about voting and being a part of the political system and that kind of thing, because I don't think these millennials understand the danger that their future is in if we don't get this political thing right. You know? But I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm doing what I can. And, hopefully after the day, I'll feel better. I have vented. I got a lot of stuff off my chest. At times, it may have felt like it was all over the place. I didn't come in with any prepared text. This is all off the dome. No prepared text. I came in with some notes just to kind of help me remind me of what it was I wanted to talk about, but I don't like where we are as a community. I don't like where black people are as a community. In America, we're not in a good place. My son, who's 17, who works at a car wash, he called the other day, called his mom. His mom called me on the three-way and said, he was like, Dad, he said, one of my coworkers want me to give him a ride. Because it was one of those days where the weather had got cold for just some reason. It got really cold in Atlanta for a few days. And it was really chilly when they got off work. And he said, and my son, he's one of the ones who drives. And he works with several other young guys. And he said, man, one of my coworkers need a ride home. And I knew the guy, I knew the kid he was talking about. I see him up there when I go up there. And I told my son, I said, where he live? And he told me where he lived. Apartments is not far from the car wash. I'm familiar with those apartments. I know people who have lived over there. Whole apartment complex is a trap. Whole complex is a trap. And so I know the caliber of folks that's kicking it over there. Not saying everybody over there is bad, but I know the complex. And I told my son, I said, I'm not comfortable with this. And he said, I mean, he cool, man. We talk every. I said, son, I'm not comfortable with it because you don't have the street knowledge, you don't have the senses that I have when it comes to how to read people out here in these streets. I said, and you got to understand, and now I didn't get into all of this while we was on the phone. What I told him was, I said, here's what you can tell, here's what you can do. I said, because I know you're in kind of an awkward situation right now. Here's what you can do. He knows you're on the phone with your parents. I said, put him on the phone. So he put the young man on the phone. I said, I typically don't like my son letting people ride in my car. I said, well, that's my car. That's my insurance. He's 17. And if anything happened, it could be something simple. He could make a turn at the light, get hit. I don't want him to be liable for nobody else being in an accident. I said, so typically I don't let him drive people around that I don't know. I said, what I'm going to do this time, I said, I'm going to stay on the phone with y'all, and he can drop you off at the top of the hill in front of the complex. You can walk from there. He said, all right. He said, that's cool. He said, it's just cold. I just don't feel like walking. I said, all right, we can do it like that. Now, when I got home, I went and talked to my son, and I said, look, man, I said, you're a nice kid. Everybody up there know you're a nice kid. They know you're a nice guy. But what they also know is you're not from where they from. Now, if my kid looks like, he kind of looked like Trey Young would have looked when he was 17. Light skin, curly, he a little pretty boy. Not, I don't want to say a pretty boy, but he's a handsome young man. And I'm like, you ain't grow up in the street. You ain't got no street sense. You think you do. You ain't no lame, you ain't no nerd, but you don't know. I know this area.
Street survival.
Yeah, I know this area way better than you know this area. And I know how niggas are. I said, now, the reason I pulled your coat on this is because it wouldn't have been nothing. I said, now let's look at the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, you get somebody in the car that you really don't know. You know them from work, but you really don't know this person. You don't know what they do. You don't know their background. You don't know what's going on in their head. I said, now y'all get on the other side of the street, wait from the place, and he reached down in his back and pull out a gat on you and say, yo, you need to go over to the ATM, bro. I need you to check it in. What you gonna do? You ain't got nothing. What you gonna do? Or if I hadn't said anything and you took him all the way to the apartment complex and he texting his homeboy, say, yo, I'm about to pull up. My man about to pull up. His dad got money. Because they see me, they know what I do, and they make assumptions. They see what I drive. They know what I do, and they make assumptions. That, okay, this kid comes from something. So we about to get this nigga. He a mark. You go pull all the way down in the apartment complex. He done texted his homeboy already. Hey, man, we in this color car. As soon as we pull up, man, y'all come on out. 2, 3 of them come out, draw down on you. Take whatever you got. Take the car. Shoot you. Leave you right there. You think that? And he was looking at me like, man, he was like, that's a lot. I said, yeah. I said, that's a lot. And it happens.
All the time.
Man, but we work together. We work together. He know I make the same money. I said, it don't matter. I said, they'll do you for $20. I said, they'll do you for $20. And we all be sitting around like, wow, was there, I can't believe they did that to him for $50 they got out of the ATM, $100 they got out of the ATM, and stole the car.
Before you close out, may I comment on some of the things you said?
Yeah.
What do we have to do? I'm a big advocate of black people staying where you are in the hood, seeing a representation of someone like yourself living there, and changing the culture that's in the hood. But when you move away when you got money, that's not showing an influence in the hood because they don't see it, because when people get money, they leave the hood. I mean, now the Georgia Dome, the Mercedes-Benz is in the heart of the hood, which was owned by black people who they asked to move away so we can build this. Now the white people want to move there. That's the most wanted property in the city now. So how do you explain that to people? How do we get to a point where we take care of the hood, buy back in the hood, dress up your lot, buy a block, fix up your block, and make everybody that's coming back just grow up? Because every time you see award show, you see benefit shows, awards on sports. I grew up in the hood. I grew up on such and such and such and such. But you didn't buy in the hood.
Well,
So I'm just trying to figure out how do we going to influence the black kids if they don't see that influence.
I put it like this: that's on the tail end of the problem. I think the bigger part of that picture is number one. I don't have that kind of money. I had the ability to move from where I grew up, which is in the hood on Candler Road, Indicator, if you know about Atlanta. There's no way in the hell I would move back to where I grew up because of self-preservation. Because when I'm out in the evening time like this, I like to feel confident in the fact that, when I left home, my 22-year-old daughter was home by herself, sleep, whatever. I left out, closed the garage, and I feel comfortable that nobody climbing in the window, nobody kicking in the door, nobody, because of where we live. I feel comfortable. I can leave my 22-year-old at home by herself because I don't live in an area where I have to worry about that kind of thing, and I don't feel guilty about it because my first responsibility is protecting my family. My wife, my 4 kids that live with us, that's my number one responsibility is protecting them. Taking care, providing for, and protecting them. And in protecting them means that I have to move away in order to live comfortably and safely. That's what I'm going to do. Now, do I go back to where I grew up at? Every damn day. I get my hair cut right there, South Cab Mall, in the hood. I buy shoes, I buy whatever right there in the mall. So I spend money in that community. Now, if I had that kind of money to buy property over there, of course I would. I got no problem with that. But my thing is community investment financially is one thing, but social investment is what I'm talking about tonight. The social investment. Like I said, I wish I had the brain to put together a program that we could have a gathering of people on Candler Road, where I grew up at, where I could have a program where people could come to Columbia High School, where I graduated from, and we could talk to. But a lot of times when you try to do those kind of things, you end up preaching to the choir. A lot of people you're talking to, the people who already agree with you and the people who already understand what the problems are. How do you get to talking to the people that are the problem? That don't give a fuck about your program, that don't give a fuck about your initiative, that don't care nothing about what you're trying to fix, because they are the problem. And unfortunately, with a lot of these people, sometimes it's baked in by the time they 18, 19 years old. Some people are unreachable. I don't know who did this shooting in Birmingham. Are they unreachable? I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, you a cockroach. Can't nothing happen to them people who shot that girl and her kid. Only thing that can happen to them is they can be took out of here. Gone. I don't care if they give you 1,000 years. Get your ass up out of here. I'm not interested in rehabilitating you. I'm not interested in talking to you. I'm not interested in trying to help you understand where you went wrong. I'm interested in you being up out of here so you don't reproduce and create more of you. Now, the other ones that can be reached, hey, man, if anybody got an organization, or if anybody want to help me start an organization, to help to put something back and make things better, where we can actually reach out and talk to the people that need to be talked to, I'm down for it. SpecialK913@gmail.com. SpecialK913@gmail.com. If you got information, if you got an idea, hit me up, holler at me. Hit me on Instagram, SpecialK913 on Instagram. Hit me on Facebook, my Facebook page, my comedy page, K Douglas Comedy. That's my fan page. Subscribe to it or follow it. Twitter, SpecialK913 on Twitter. Hit me up, SpecialK913. This has been another episode of Happily Enraged.